Greetings and welcome to my channel, dear viewers. I hope you're having a great day. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video. The divorce announced by Jonathan Scott and Zooey Deschanel marks the end of an unexpected chapter. The intro music is a quiet, mournful piano melody that fades in, reminiscent of Yuruma or Ludovico Einaudi. Visuals, subtle, elegant old photographs of Zooey Deschanel and Jonathan Scott appear content but not unduly close, either a red carpet wave or an unguarded giggle at an event, intercut with slow motion, slightly blurred pictures of the Los Angeles skyline at dusk. A warm, sympathetic tone while sitting in a study loaded with bookshelves and avoiding paparazzi photos. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. We're discussing news today that, to be honest, left many of us feeling a little heartbroken and truly astonished. Zooey Deschanel and Jonathan Scott have formally announced their divorce after over 4 years of marriage. Additionally, Zooey herself acknowledged her extreme regret about the breakup in a rare and very personal remark. With less scandal and more subdued sadness, this story feels distinct from the typical Hollywood separation. It is enmeshed in the intricacies of contemporary love, blended families, and the pressures of public expectations. Visuals. Text overlay appears. Zooey Deschanel and Jonathan Scott, officially divorced. Cut to a clean graphic displaying their marriage date, July 2021, and the announcement date, late October 2023. Let's carefully, thoughtfully, and nuancedly examine this. First, the facts, as verified by both parties through their representatives to major media outlets such as People magazine and TMZ. Zooey Deschanel and Jonathan Scott's representatives confirmed on October 26, 2023, that they had separated and filed for divorce, stating that the split was amicable. However, the true emotional weight came from Zooey's own words, which she shared directly with People magazine, saying, quote, "I am sad about this ending, but I am grateful for the love we shared and the family we created together." Visuals. The quote text is displayed in close-up, and a soft, solemn melody swells a little. "I am sad about this ending" is a simple sentence that conveys a lot. In a time when celebrity splits are frequently presented as dramatic implosions, mutual, conscious uncouplings, or met with silence, Zooey's honest admission of sadness feels incredibly human and breaks through the clutter. It reminds us that beneath the celebrity, the eccentric indie film roles, the home renovation empire, and the meticulously manicured social media feeds, there are two people who truly tried to create something meaningful and now face the heartbreaking reality of it not working out. This is not just gossip, it's a common human experience of loss. Visuals. Archival footage/photos. Jonathan and Drew Scott on Property Brothers, possibly a clip of Zooey singing and Zooey in New Girl, Jessica Day with her trademark bangs and vintage outfits. The unlikely love story. How did they even meet? We must go back to the beginning in order to comprehend the significance of this conclusion. Because, let's face it, when it was revealed in 2019 that Zooey Deschanel, the vocalist of She and Him, the queen of indie film cool, and the epitome of manic pixie dream girl energy, despite her constant denials to that moniker, was seeing Jonathan Scott of HGTV's Property Brothers fame. Well, everyone on the internet took a moment to reflect. The plotline of a romantic comedy seemed to suddenly come to life. The nice Canadian contractor and the artistic actress? How? Graphic illustrating the location of their meeting. Celebrity IOU, Joyride, a Property Brothers charity episode. Work brought them together, but not in the way you may have thought. Agents didn't arrange the blind date. In 2019, Zooey appeared on a special charity episode of Celebrity IOU, Joyride, the show hosted by the Scott brothers. The idea? Celebrities give a refurbished car as a surprise to someone who aided them in their early career. Zooey went with her former helper. Naturally, Jonathan was the project's principal contractor. Their relationship began when they worked together on a heartfelt gift, shared meals, navigated the turmoil of a massive renovation, and spent weeks on set together. It was natural, based on a common goal and sincere communication, and it was free of the typical Hollywood glare. Visuals. Images from the Celebrity IOU episode show Jonathan and Zooey on the construction site, possibly carrying tools, smiling and concentrating. Though silent, their love progressed swiftly. Particularly during the pandemic lockdowns, they managed to keep things extremely low-key for the first year. They only made a few well-curated Instagram posts when they went public. For Jonathan's birthday in April 2020, Zooey posted a cute picture with the statement, "Happy birthday to my love." Jonathan replied with kind words. In their posts, there was an obvious feeling of real affection and admiration for one another. He referred to her as his best friend, his rock. She commended his work ethic, his commitment to family, and his generosity. Visuals: adorable captions on side-by-side Instagram photos from 2020 and 2021. Steer clear of photos that appear manufactured or too gushy. Then followed the surprise wedding in July 2021. In a modest, private ceremony in Los Angeles, they exchanged vows. According to sources, there was just close friends and family. However, there were little details, which is characteristic of Zooey, who has always zealously guarded her private life. They had a blended family, which was obvious. Zooey and her ex-husband, musician Jacob Pechenick, have 2 children together, Elsie and Darby. Despite not being a father at the time, Jonathan took on the position of stepdad with seeming commitment. His pleasant interactions with the girls were captured in photos and in frequent peeks. This was a union of hearts, lives, and duties, not merely a romance. They appeared to be forming a devoted, steady group. The Amicable declaration and Zooey's unvarnished sincerity visuals go back to the gloomy piano tune. Contents overlay: the announcement, October 26, 2023. Quickly display the contents of the official statement. Let's go ahead to late October of 2023. The news was released through official channels rather than in a tabloid frenzy. The word amicable is important in celebrity divorces, and both representatives emphasized that the separation and divorce filing were amicable. It means there won't be any accusations, mudslinging, or nasty custody disputes, at least not that they're letting the public see. It implies a respectful, yet painful, decision that was made by both parties. Visuals: split screen. A basic legal image for an amicable divorce is displayed on one side, while Zooey's comment, "I am sad about this ending," is displayed on the other. Zooey's personal statement to people followed. Let's ponder that for a while. "I am sad about this ending, but I am grateful for the love we shared and the family we created together." What makes this so important? The admittance of sadness. In a society that is fixated on optimism, fortitude, and moving on, it takes guts to acknowledge sadness, particularly in public. It disputes the myth that getting a divorce is always a fresh start or a liberty. It recognizes the genuine sorrow of losing a relationship, a future together, and the day-to-day closeness of married life. Sharing this vulnerability is noteworthy for someone as reserved as Zooey. Gratitude in the face of grief. She avoids using artificial optimism to downplay the grief. She simultaneously possesses both truths, profound thankfulness and profound sadness. She expresses gratitude for the time they spent together, the love they did have, and most importantly, the family we created together. This speaks directly to the blended family dynamic and the relationship she developed with Jonathan and her kids. She still values that familial bond in whatever shape it is today. Emphasis on the positive legacy. She presents the relationship as a chapter that had true significance, even if it couldn't stay forever, by emphasizing the love and the family rather than as a failure. It's a mature viewpoint that puts the good that existed before the suffering caused by its demise. Visuals: a close-up of the host in an earnest conversation. It is with heavy hearts that we share that after 3 years of marriage, we have decided to go our separate ways. We have the utmost respect for each other and remain committed to co-parenting and supporting the children. Notice the shared language. Heavy hearts, utmost respect, co-parenting, supporting the children. This furthers the amicable narrative. Jonathan also issued this statement through his representative. When it comes to their top priority, the welfare of Zooey's daughters, they present a united and unambiguous face. Even after the divorce, Jonathan's dedication to his duty as their stepfather appears to be steadfast. That says a lot about his personality and the strength of the ties that were forged inside that family. What caused it to end? Handling the conjecture with caution, visuals change the tone to one that is more critical. Subtle visuals. Possible factors with icons for lifestyle, family, and work. The unavoidable inquiry now is why? This is where we must proceed with extreme caution. Jonathan and Zooey have not provided any particular explanations. No significant public disputes, abuse, or infidelity have been reported. Making snap judgments or spreading unfounded rumors is damaging in addition to being impolite. We may, however, examine the well-known background of their lives and the typical stresses that put strain on even the most solid bonds, particularly when they are in the spotlight. Visuals, a split screen showcasing two different lifestyles, Jonathan on a building site or HGTV set on the right, and Zooey on a movie or music stage on the left. Demanding, divergent careers. Let's face it, they work in quite different worlds and have demanding careers. Even though she hasn't been in as many movies lately, Zooey is still an actor and musician. Her job entails travel, lengthy, erratic set hours, creative challenges, and the unpredictability of the entertainment business. Property Brothers is only the beginning of the enormous multimedia empire that Jonathan and his twin Drew manage. They own a production company, a furniture line, books, several HGTV shows such as Brother vs. Brother and Property Brothers, Forever Home, and ongoing commercial endeavors. Filming, business meetings, project travel, and brand commitments probably fill his time. It's quite challenging to find consistent, meaningful time together in the middle of these whirlwinds. Over time, the opposites attract. Attraction that drew them together may have revealed underlying disparities in daily routines and work-related obligations. Images. A picture of Jonathan kindly engaging with children, stock or from previous events. A picture of Zooey with her daughters. The difficulties of blended family life. Although they appear to handle this quite well in public, blended families are complicated by nature. It requires a great deal of patience, communication, and ongoing adjustment to incorporate a new parent figure into pre-existing parent-child dynamics. Jonathan took on a task with two young children who are already close to both their biological father and their mother. It's a huge undertaking to keep that delicate balance, make sure the kids feel safe, and handle any possible co-parenting arrangements with Jacob Pechenik, all while establishing a new marriage. Even with love and the greatest of intentions, stress can build up over time. Zooey's family we created together is a structure that needs to be constantly and carefully cared for. Visuals. A subtle graphic that overlays blurry paparazzi-style photographs with the phrase public scrutiny and a magnifying glass icon. The weight of public scrutiny. They were scrutinized from the minute their connection was made public. People were often talking about, analyzing, and occasionally making fun of their unlikely pairing. All Instagram posts were examined. Their nuptials made headlines. They were known for their few public appearances. It is tough to live your most intimate relationship under this continuous, frequently critical scrutiny. It can hinder genuine connection, put pressure on people to maintain a flawless facade, and make already difficult relationships even more stressful. It must have been an ongoing struggle to protect their privacy, particularly with regard to the children. Images. A calm view of the water or mountains. Just drifting apart? The most human explanation is sometimes the most straightforward. Individuals evolve. Priorities change. In 2023, something that seemed like a wonderful fit in 2019 could not seem that way. The real world of everyday married life, professional demands, and family obligations may have presented new challenges for the close bond created during the Celebrity IOU project and fostered throughout lockdown. They may have come to the mature and respectful realization that their paths were diverging and that continuing to live together would not benefit them or the family in the long run. Sometimes love alone is insufficient to overcome the natural evolution of two people. A spectacular reason is not always necessary. Importantly, host, we need to clarify that these are informed assumptions based on their known circumstances and typical relationship difficulties. These are not verified explanations. Only Jonathan and Zooey are fully aware of what transpired behind closed doors. It's acceptable to respect their privacy by acknowledging that we might never know the whole tale. Instead of the obscene details we envision, we should concentrate on their humanity. The effect on the kids and co-parenting commitment images, gentle, affectionate attention. Pictures of Zooey with her daughters, preferably older, non-paparazzi images, or with hands holding as a symbol. Soothing, soft music. The health and welfare of Zooey's daughters, Elsie and Darby, come first. Their needs seem to be given first priority in this divorce, despite the fact that it is obviously confused and painful for them. Co-parenting and helping the kids are specifically mentioned in both statements. Despite not being their biological father, Jonathan's use of the children in his remark is extremely important. It demonstrates his dedication to the role of parent he adopted. Visuals, text overlay, key co-parenting principles, mutual respect, stability, and open communication. Based on their remarks, for them, what does amicable co-parenting probably mean? Consistency. The girls' home life with Zooey will continue to be their anchor, so it's important to keep things consistent and stable for them. Jonathan's continued role. Jonathan is likely to continue to be a positive, active part of their life, attending events, spending time with them, and providing support, just as he was throughout the marriage. His relationship with them is sincere. Conflict avoidance. Zooey and Jonathan have demonstrated a great dedication to privacy and will surely make every effort to keep any adult arguments entirely out of the children's sight while putting up a united front of love and support. Coordination with Jacob. Coordination with the girl's biological father, Jacob Pechenik, is another aspect of effective co-parenting. Although specifics are confidential, the emphasis on the children's welfare implies that all adults are giving it top priority. As a lesson in resilience and the various forms of family, our hope as observers should be solely for the girls' seamless adjustment and continued happiness. Visuals. The host looks directly at the camera, sincere. For the girls, this means that their family structure changes, but the love surrounding them doesn't disappear. They lose Jonathan's daily presence in the home as a stepfather, but they gain the security of knowing that both their mother and the man who cared for them deeply are committed to their happiness, even if they aren't together. The unlikely couple, narrative visuals, and public reaction include a montage of social media reactions, blurred handles, generic, heartbroken emoticons, comments, and polite messages. Refrain from making disparaging or gossipy remarks. In contrast to the schadenfreude or I told you so that sometimes accompanies celebrity breakups, the public's response to their divorce announcement was overwhelmingly supportive. Fans shared their favorite moments of Zooey and Jonathan, expressed sadness, and flooded comments with messages of support for both of them, especially for the children.
Why?
Visuals. Split screen. Left. Early headlines about their relationship. Zooey Deschanel ditches Indy for HGTV hunk. Right. Current headlines. Zooey Deschanel heartbroken over divorce. In part, this is because their relationship seemed genuine, sweet, and grounded. They didn't flaunt it excessively. They seemed like two kind people who found unexpected happiness. The unlikely couple narrative, though surprising at first, became endearing, and people supported them. Seeing it end, especially with Zooey's open sadness, felt like the end of a real, relatable love story, not just a celebrity fling. Visuals. A graphic illustrating Zooey's career path after New Girl, which includes music, voice acting, trolls, and production. Additionally, it depicts Zooey's enduring public persona, which has maintained a reputation for authenticity, kindness, and artistic integrity despite the manic pixie label she shed. People like her. Jonathan, through the Property Brothers, has developed an image of the dependable, hardworking, family-oriented good guy. It is natural for two generally well-liked, seemingly decent people to go through a painful separation, which elicits empathy rather than condemnation. Visuals. A picture of Jonathan and Drew Scott at work. For Jonathan, the divorce adds a level of personal complexity to his very public persona. The Property Brothers brand is based on family, trust, and creating stable foundations, both literally and figuratively. According to his statement, He is aiming for grace, which is necessary to navigate a divorce while upholding that brand. His emphasis on respect and co-parenting is in line with the values he portrays. What's next? Respecting privacy and moving forward visuals, serene, forward-looking imagery, a path through trees, sunrise over the city skyline. The music becomes a little more hopeful, but still gentle. What comes next? For Zooey and Jonathan, the immediate future entails going through the legal and emotional process of divorce, redefining their relationship as co-parents and co-guardians of the family bond with the children, and healing. Both of them are probably very focused on their children and their individual work. Visuals, quick cuts. Zooey in a recording studio, symbolic. Jonathan on a construction site, symbolic. Zooey has her music with She and Him, potential acting or producing projects, and her primary role as a mother. Jonathan has the unrelenting engine of Scott Brothers Entertainment, new seasons, new ventures, constant content creation. Their careers will continue, but their personal lives enter a new, quieter chapter. Visuals. The host talks with sincerity. As fans and followers, our role is clear. Respect their privacy. Do not make wild assumptions about why they are upset, harass them or their families online, or treat their suffering as amusement. Instead, celebrate what was, the true love they shared, the family they created, and the happiness they obviously found for a while. Send silent wishes for peace, healing, and continued strength, especially for those two young girls. Images, overlay of text, respect, privacy. Their story serves as a reminder that love is complicated. It can be unexpected, intensely felt, and still short-lived. It can end with gratitude and sadness coexisting. It can involve creating a family that endures even after the romantic relationship ends. That's not a failure. Rather, it's evidence of how deeply they did connect. Conclusion. The human element in the headline's visuals. Go back to the opening dusk cityscape, but this time there is only one warm light in a window. The music swells gently, then softens. The news of Zooey Deschanel and Jonathan Scott's divorce is more than just celebrity rumors. It's a poignant reminder of our common humanity. Behind the well-known names and the carefully chosen photos are two people going through a profound loss, handling heartbreak gracefully, and putting their children's welfare first. Zooey's straightforward admission, "I am sad about this ending," breaks through the cacophony of our frequently cynical media landscape. It's a raw, honest acknowledgement of pain that resonates because it's something we've all felt, or will feel, in our own lives. Visuals. Final text overlay. Wishing Zooey, Jonathan, Elsie, and Darby peace and healing. Their unlikely love story captured our imagination because it felt real. Its ending, handled with such evident respect and care, teaches us something valuable too, that even when relationships conclude, the love shared and the family created can leave a lasting, positive legacy. We don't need all the answers. We don't need the drama. We just need to hold space for their sadness, honor their gratitude, and wish them all, especially those children, nothing but peace, stability, and continued love in whatever forms it now takes. Outro music. The gentle piano melody returns, slightly more resolved. Visuals, channel logo, social media handles. Subscribe for thoughtful pop culture analysis. Thanks so much for watching and for engaging with this story with the compassion it deserves. If you appreciated this respectful take, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more deep dives into the stories behind the headlines, and share your thoughts respectfully in the comments below. What resonated with you about their announcement? Let's keep the conversation kind. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. The music stops entirely, and the screen turns black.